Hi, it's Rabbi Shoshana again. It's been a week and we are 1 week closer to Pesach. Last week we learned the 4 questions. I hope you've all learned them by now. And now I want to talk about another 4 at the Pesach Seder, and that is the 4 children, one of the more mysterious and misunderstood parts of the Haggadah. The Haggadah tells us that there are 4 children who are mentioned in the Torah: the wise, the wicked, the simple, and the one who does not know how to ask. And each of them has a different question that they ask at the Seder. So the wise child says, "What are all of the precepts and the teachings that God commanded us?" And it tells us that for that very, very wise, intelligent, and no doubt incredibly well-behaved child, you should teach every single detail of celebrating your Seder, right down to the idea that when the Seder is over, you don't go on to have parties or play video games, but that's all the entertainment for the night. Then there's the simple son. And the simple son's question is, what is this? And for the simple son, you give a very, very simple answer, which is, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, God brought us out of Egypt. Then you have the child who does not know how to ask. Maybe it's a baby. Maybe it's someone who has never really thought things through before. All kinds of possibilities for the child who doesn't know how to ask. The Haggadah says for that child, you, the person who's running the Seder, you start the process of teaching yourself. Think of how you're going to explain the whole idea of freedom and having been freed from slavery in Egypt to your child. By far the most controversial of these 4 children is the wicked child. The wicked child's question is, what is all of this worship mean to you? The child says to you and not to us. So that child is not included in the question. And it says in the Haggadah, for that child, you should set their teeth on edge and say to them, it is because of what God did for me when God brought me out of the land of Egypt. Because if you had been there, God would not have brought you out of the land of Egypt. It may well be pointed out that this is perhaps not the best way to work with children who have difficult questions.
It's bad parenting.
It's bad parenting. I agree completely. If you have a child who asks you a difficult question, maybe the best solution is not to just say, it's a stupid question and you are a selfish brat, but to say, what made you ask that question in the first place? And to work constructively and helpfully with your child. Now, it's been pointed out also that all of us at one point in our lives or other play the part of the 4 children. So we all have a time in our lives when we are the wise child. We're the one with all the good questions. We are the top of our class, but not always. Sometimes we're the simple child. Sometimes we have no idea. We're completely lost. Sometimes we don't even know what question to ask. And yes, all of us at some time or another are the wicked child, wondering, what does this have to do with me? Why is everything so unfair? Why is it happening that way? We certainly hope that when we're in the role of the wicked child, then the people that we're asking those questions to are going to give us good answers and are going to talk to us rather than at us, the way the parents does in our Haggadah. So to finish off this week's video, we're going to practice singing the song Dayenu. This is generally by far everybody's favorite Pesach song because it's really easy to sing the chorus, which is Dayenu, meaning that it would have been enough for us. So we celebrate all of the miracles that God did for us as we escaped from slavery in Egypt. In this song, God brought us out of Egypt, God gave us the Torah, and God gave us Shabbat. Ilu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, hotzianu mi Mitzrayim, Dayenu, 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 lanu, natan lanu et Torah, natan lanu et Torah, Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Ilu natan lanu et Shabbat, natan lanu et Shabbat, Dayenu, 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 Dayenu. Okay, so that is all for this week. We'll look forward to having one more get together before Pesach, and I hope you all have a beautiful week. Shavua Tov.